Right? And they said, does Misha also? And he said, no, Misha smells like shit. Your words. And I said, no, Misha's just, he's kind of a hippie. He doesn't shave his armpits. And
what dude do you know that shaves their armpits?
Rob's like, all guys don't shave their armpits.
Don't look at me, Rob.
Am I right, guys? Armpits and sex tapes, right?
It's hashtag armpits and sex tapes.
I don't want to call you guys liars, but I was shooting last night and I didn't have a chance to take a shower.
Okay.
Before getting on the plane and coming here, and I was wearing the same clothes that I put on the day before. And yes, there may have been a fecal odor. But not complete. But I just went into one of the lovely creation staffers' hotel room, and I used their clean towels. And
for what purpose?
And their water. Well, actually, it's funny that you should say that. Because one of the grooming techniques that I did employ just now in Jen in your hotel room, don't use the little towel. Well, I had taken my meet and greet out into the woods, and I think we all expected to find a path. There wasn't a path. We ended up doing the meet and greet sort of in the drizzle on a molding, rotten log, and I had what appeared to be shit all over the back. So, because I'm a sophisticated individual, I took my pants off in the bathroom.
Yep.
I took the white towel, the little white towel, and I cleaned all of the mud off of my pants and put the pants back on, so they're perfectly good now.
The towel, however.
Towel should not be used on your face.
Here's my question. The other thing I'm going to say, and maybe this is a question better left unanswered, I don't know. But yes, you worked all night last night making great television, I'm sure. You flew here at the 11th hour, you didn't have time to shower, so you admit that there was sort of an essence de feces about you.
I didn't know you were bilingual.
And I get I get that. Here's the thing. Typically when one is tired and they don't get to shower, yes, they might be not as clean as usual, maybe have some body odor. Feces? Like, how did the feces usually have to start with feces, with poop on you at some point, and you didn't shower that off because of work, and so the poop remained on you. There's still a gap in your story about you going from unpooped to pooped.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. It does beg some questions. Questions, again, I think that you pointed out are best left unanswered.
That's a story for another time.
We'll let sleeping dogs lie.
Let's do let sleeping dogs lie.
Sleeping logs lie. Floating. We'll let floating turds lie.
Maybe it was the sleeping dogs.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen? The appearance of this young man means it's adios for me, for Rob, and Matt Goen. Thank you so much for coming. Allow me to introduce to you Mr. Misha Chicon, everybody.
Come and save it tonight. He's my man, yeah. Come and make it alright. And he smells.
Now, I just wish somebody here were here and he could walk out and go, what are we doing? What? What? Oh, Misha smells like poop? Oh, right.
Wow. You are multitudinous. How is Chi-Town? So Rob went to school here. I went to school here. Bob Singer spent many years here. Eugenie Ross Lemming went to school here. Chicago is sort of at the heart and soul of much of Supernatural. There's a small and insignificant contingency that is represented by a Texas, whatever, but no, that's a tangent more than anything. Does anyone here attend Northwestern? Okay, no? University of Chicago? Literally none. Was that applause? Yes? Who's the UFCer? I went to the University of Chicago, and so did Eugenie. Oh, hi. How are you? Are you currently enrolled? No. Long time ago. When did you go there? Yeah. 95? Holy shit, you're old. That's when you started? Yeah. You graduated then. My God, you're even older than I thought. You look great for someone that old, yeah. You work or worked? Still don't know what you said. Worked. 2 syllables. I should have graduated in 96, so we were there at the same time. We made me friends and not even know. Look, be honest, do you remember me? No, huh? I'm gonna get a closer look at you just to see if I remember you. Oh my God, yes, I remember you. How could you forget me? Actually, you do look familiar. What did you major in?
Finance.
Finance. You don't look familiar. Nice to meet you. See you again, I mean. See you again. Okay. Wow, it's so good to be here. Love you too. I just had a chat on the phone with my daughter. Yeah, it's frustrating because you can't understand a word that she says. She's 3 and she tries to talk on the phone with a pacifier in her mouth. She's like, Mason, take the pacifier out. What? I don't understand what you're saying. Dad, Bobby said a bad word. Bobby is her imaginary friend. Bobby said a bad word. Bobby said fuck. So I choked her and killed her.
Oh my God.
Direct quote. Verbatim. Yes, she said it. So cute. Bobby said a bad word. Oh, sweetie. I'm sorry. Yeah, I choked her and I killed her. I mean, it's, you know, Bobby's gonna have to learn somehow. Would you like to add? We have a sort of tradition here. For those of you who are new to supernatural conventions, what we do is we have a great long line of people line up on the left of the room, and a great long line on the right. It's my left and my right, and only the first 3 people on either side get to ask a question. Why do you get in line if you're at the back of the line? They're crazy. Do you have hope? Where does the hope actually die in the line? There's gotta be a point past which you know you're never gonna get it. So hope dies at right here at the Young Castiel. So this is the hopeless. Is there anybody who still has hope that's back there? Raise your hand. Oh, so you're in the wrong part of the line. Anyway, I don't know why we have this tradition, but we do. People stand up, but nothing happens for them. You, however, you probably are filled brimming with hope right now. Maybe a little bit excitement, anticipation. Fear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about any of those things?
Can I just ask my
How long? No. When did you start lining up? Thursday? How do you get to the front of the line? This is like pulling back the curtain for me because I don't know how all of this process goes so that you get into the line.
Like 2 hours ago, I just kind of decided to sit down over there.
You started lining up 2 hours ago. Yeah. Does anyone ever faint in line?
Not yet.
You're about to. The girl who is the beginning of hopelessness is about to faint. But you do have a question.
Yeah.
Great. That's a step in the right direction.
Okay, I was wondering if anyone from the Supernatural cast could do a Stonehenge Apocalypse sequel with you, who you'd choose it to be.
And it has to be somebody from Supernatural cast?
You can pick anyone.
Oh, okay. Then Martha Stewart. What am I doing? What'd you say? I'm dead in Stonehenge Apocalypse, so it would have to be the prequel.
Prequel.
Yeah, which I think it's due for, by the way. I don't know why.
I agree.
I don't know why they're waiting so long to do the prequel trilogy to Stonehenge Apocalypse. What's that? 7 more? Okay. You're feeling faint. You're beginning of hopelessness, and you were up until 3? Really? I'm not impressed. I was shooting at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I went. That's right. Oh no, it's not porn. It was Supernatural. Yeah, sexy. No, actually, we were just in a running through the woods scene. Not sexy at all. Then there was a man. I told this in my meet and greet already. So meet and greet people, cover your ears so you don't have to hear the same story twice. I got on the plane and I thought I'm at least gonna get a tiny bit of sleep on the plane. And I reclined the seat. They say you're not allowed to, I don't know why this rule is on planes that you can't put your seat back until you've taken off. It seems, what is the harm that's gonna happen if you recline your seat before taking off? Does anyone know? You're gonna die? Safety? Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Because in case the plane crashes and you're comfortable, I don't know what the safety implication is. Do you, really?
You slide out from under the seatbelt.
You slide out from under the seatbelt. Great. That's a good point. Not valid, but good point. So anyway, as soon as the nose of the plane starts lifting up, I do the recline, and the guy behind me goes, and I was like, that didn't just happen, did it? You don't do that to another, like a grown-up doesn't do that to a grown-up, do they? And then I pretended, I told myself, well, he's doing that because maybe we're not at 10,000 feet or some, altitude where it's permissible to recline and be comfortable. And then I reclined again, and he pushed it up again. And I turned around like, what is going on? And he said, he was an older gentleman, very kind of surly seeming, and he said, your seat is poking you right in the tummy. And he said, tummy, and I didn't know what to do. I was completely powerless to fight back because he employed the term tummy. It was just so weird that I just had to not sleep for the rest of the flight. But anyway, enough about you. No, I'm just kidding. So did I inadequately answer your question?
You said Martha Stewart.
I said Martha Stewart. Thank you. Thanks for letting me off the hook. Hi.
So, you're my idol, and I love you, and I wanted to know who were your idols when you were younger. The
suddenly the entire audience turned into an angry mob. Hunter, you asshole! Because I'm afraid of large groups of people. I don't know. I think I had little fragments of idols when I was growing up. Like my uncle could skip rocks really well, so I wanted to be like him in that department, and I am really good at skipping rocks now. Let's see. Man, I don't know. I think I lived in too much of a isolated childhood to actually have any idols. I think my mom was for me in some respects. Or I certainly sought to emulate her in a lot of ways. She broke a lot of rules, and I thought that was pretty great. She definitely sort of stuck to a certain set of principles that she had, and she didn't allow herself to be pulled away from them, even if it meant tremendous inconvenience. Like, she was determined not to have a shitty job. And I actually really admired that about her, even though it meant that we didn't have a house at all. Like, we lived in a tent for portions of my childhood, and we had no money at all. But it always felt like, yeah, but that's fine, because his mom doesn't have a shitty job that she doesn't like. And I'm not saying, like, that we really, I really do admire that, you know? She would say things to me like, you know, you don't have to go to school. Which I also really think is an awesome point. You know, only if it's right for you. So she was definitely not confined by the bounds of social norms, and I think I liked that a lot. And I think it helped me as a kid to feel like anything was possible. And also, you know, I got good at like starting campfires and stuff like that. There were other side perks of it as well. Yeah. That sounded like a politician's answer, by the way. Well, my mother is my role model. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. If you could make a new word and put it in a dictionary, what would it be and what would it mean?
Well, I tried to do that already, and it was abnosum. It was abnormal and awesome combined. It turns out it's actually kind of a cumbersome word that I kind of wish I could come up with another one, though. So, I don't know. There are instances in history of people setting out to get a word in a dictionary and succeeding. I can't remember. I think...
Stephen Colbert!
What?
Stephen Colbert! Truthiness!
Truthiness? Isn't quiz that one of those words? Does anyone know?
Yeah.
Yes. Quiz, I think. That wasn't an etymology lesson. I don't know really what the genesis of the term quiz is, but quiz, I would invent quiz. Thank you. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, so, like, you're really loved and everything. What is it like having such an amazing fan base and everything? What is it like?
What is it like having an amazing fan base? Isn't that a bit of a self-congratulatory question? Who's your prettiest friend? Quick question. So we're awesome. You are awesome. That is true. You're very self-aware in knowing that this game is. I think it's an incredibly, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of like winning the lottery, you know? It's an amazing community. It's interesting for me because it's not, like, I've never been a part of any kind of fandom, and it's not something that I would ordinarily gravitate to, so it's a completely new social environment and social experience for me, and I love it in many, many ways. I feel like it's remarkable to watch strangers be so lovely and caring toward one another. Like, there's an intense degree of support that I see going on in the fandom. Fans taking care of one another in a way that I think is incredibly unusual for like a community that there's no organization to it, there's no hierarchy, and yet people are really taking care of each other. It also feels like, from my vantage point, an amazing group of potential collaborators. Like, I actually feel like if we collectively set our sights on something, we could move mountains. We could do really amazing things, and that's a really exciting, very cool thing, you know? And there's lots of, you know, I mean, for me, I have done that in an interplay with the fandom, you know, around charity with Random Acts, and we built an orphanage, we're building a school in Nicaragua, and that's an amazing thing to be able to do with a group of strangers. And, you know, I've also embarked on Gishwiz, which is a really remarkable celebration of weirdness and art and pushing up boundaries, and we've broken, you know, 8, I think, Guinness World Records with it. And the exciting thing to me is that all of that stuff feels like it's just scratching the surface. There could be orders of magnitude more magnificent things that we could do together. And it's also, for me, kind of on a personal level, very humbling. Like, I hear people come up and say things like, to all of the cast, all of us here, you know, we look up to you, or the show has, for some reason, helped carry me through a dark time in my life. And it definitely, when I feel like I'm at a crossroads where I'm about to make a bad decision, or where I'm being lazy or inconsiderate, I often think there are people that want you to be a better person, be a better role model, and it makes me try to be a little bit better person. So there's a lot of good stuff about this planet.